Okay, good evening to all the friends that are interested in Zohar, Parashat Shavua. And we're going to start in what the Zohar says. 1 minute, please, 1 minute. Sorry. Okay, we're going to start and say what the Zohar says. The words of the Zohar that begins the Parsha, Parashat Vayetze. And it starts in the words, Vayetze Yaakov miBe'er Sheva Vayelech Harana. Yaakov is going out from Be'er Sheva. It's the town of Avraham Avinu. In Be'er Sheva was the synagogue or the Bes Medrash of Shem ve'Ever, the son and Ever was his son. It was his grandson. Rabbi Avraham, my wife wants to join us. If you can let her in to the...
I'm letting her in. Yes, I just let her in. And also we have a new person. He's a doctor. He just is joining us. Dr. Daniel Shulkin is on the line.
Oh, welcome, Dr. Daniel. Baruch haba. Okay. Okay, 1 minute. I'll go to the computer. It will be easier for me. So we see Daniel, Shalom Aleichem. We see Rabbi Avraham. See that Petty is with us. And we started the Parashat Zohar on Parashat Shavua, and it begins on the words Vayetze Yaakov miBe'er Sheva Vayelech Harana. And we said that Yaakov is going out from Be'er Sheva, the place of Avraham Avinu, from this Bet Medrash, and he's going to Haran. Haran, it's a very, in Hebrew, Haran, it means Haron Af Shel Olam. Haron Af means a place with a lot of judgment, like Avraham liked to say. It's a very rough place, hard place. People, not honest people, hard people. And he's going to this place. And one of the things said about this time that when Yaakov, Vayetze Yaakov miBe'er Sheva, when Yaakov is coming out from Be'er Sheva, righteous man goes out from a place, it's into a place. The place is different now. Because Be'er Sheva, he was the light of Be'er Sheva, he was the energy of Be'er Sheva. Yes. It lifts up all the people of this place. It lifts them up, and when he goes out, people feel that something's missing. It's much harder to think about good things, to talk good things, to do good things, and that's what Rabbi Chia comes and says. V'zarach hashemesh uba hashemesh. 1 minute, I'll bring another notebook. 1 minute, please. Yes. And the place of this sentence that we said, "V'zarach Hashemesh u'ba Shemesh," it's in, I hope I'm saying it right, Ecclesiastes. In the book Ecclesiastes, is Kohelet in Hebrew. It's one of the 24 books. And it means, one of the meanings of this sentence, it comes to say that the world cannot exist without the light and the energy, the heat of the sun. So when a righteous man goes from the world, another one has to be born. There has to be, it's known, there has to be 6 tzaddikim in the world to hold the world. If one is going to the other world, to a higher world, a new righteous man must be born. And this is one of the translations of this sentence, V'zarach Shemesh u'ba Shemesh. V'zarach Shemesh u'ba Shemesh. Now, I'm looking here. One of the things it says about Yaakov Avinu is that on the way, Vayishkav b'makom, the word Vayishkav, when you take the word Yishkav and you divide it to 2 parts, you have the words Yesh Kafbet. That means that you have 22 letters in the holy language, in the Shona Kodesh, and he took these letters, Yishkav, Vayishkav b'makom, is holding with these letters. We'll see later that the letters actually, it's like domem, it's like stones. Yes? And the way that Yaakov is keeping himself is by using these stones. He has to use the stones of the letters to protect him from all the bad animals that's on the way and in Haran, in the place he's going to. Now Yaakov actually is son, he's the son, Yaakov. And Be'er Sheva, it's hinting on the Bina. The Bina, it's the mother, yes? And the reason that it's called, it's very interesting. If you look in the word Sheva, if you think about the word Be'er Sheva, what is Be'er? Be'er in Hebrew is the whale that actually feeds the 7. Be'er Sheva, the whale that connected with 7. What is this whale that connected with 7? The 7 is, like the Zohar says here, the 7 is the 7 midot. Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, Malchut. And the Be'er, the whale, is giving water to the midot. Like the Bina, that is actually our left side of the head, by thinking about good things, by working with the left side of the head, we are giving water to our feelings, to grow our love, to grow the right fear we have to have, the combination of 2 of them, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, every midah, every part of this sphirot that we have in our heart is fed from the water that comes from the Bina.
So Bina is above Zerampin, right? It's above Zerampin.
What do you say, Abraham?
It's higher than Zerampin.
The higher?
Bina is up above Zerampin.
Above Zo, exactly.
Okay.
Zo is in the heart, and Bina is in the head. So what we're saying, if we want to translate it and to understand it in our words, so it's actually to take things we understand and to connect them with our feelings. And we skip a part here, and we're coming to a place that Rabbi Shimon, I'm looking at the commentary here, is actually, he doesn't agree with Rabbi Chia, according to this Perush commentary. So, and what is the thing that they don't agree about is where does Yaakov, where he goes to? Is he going to the Malchut, or maybe he's going further? Yes, Malchut is still connected with the Holy Land. And Rabbi Shimon says, listen, because he goes out from the Holy Land, that means that he's going further to a very, very far place. Charon Af Shel Olam, that means when you say Olam in Hebrew, it means there's something that is covered. Yes, there's a cover. Olam, it's hiding something. It's hiding the connection with Hashem. It's hiding the reveal, the reveal of Hashem in the world. And when you say Charon Af Shel Olam, please.
Is that a klipot or a shell?
Exactly. This is the klipot, Rabbi Yaakov. That's exactly. That's what Rabbi Shimon says, that when Yaakov goes to Haran, he's not going to the Malchut. He's going further. He's going to the klipot. And I want to connect this point. This is a very important point. And that's what the Zohar says. Rabbi Shimon Amar, nafik miklal ha'de'ara d'Israel. He goes out from the Kedusha at all. And Vayetze Yaakov in Be'er Sheva, that it's actually Be'er Sheva, it's all the, if you draw the picture of the holiness, it's called Be'er Sheva, it has 7 parts. But Yaakov goes out from these 7 parts. He goes to Harana, Ve'elech Harana, Ara direshu achara. The Zohar says this is a place, that's the place of the klipot. And why he's going to such a far place? It's going because it's an order he got, of course. But there's a point that when you go to the klipot, you're putting yourself in a test. It's much harder to live with the klipot around you, all around you. And if you stick to the connection with Hashem, then you're a really Shimshon HaGibor. You made it. You're a real soldier, yes? It's not enough to be a soldier while you're in your training. The big question is if you're in the real war, what you're doing. And when you're in the klipot, then you have to show all your skills, all your abilities, all the kunsim you have, that you can stick to the right point and to be devoted to Hashem, to your father, to your king. And this is the real test. And he says here, what's written about it, and maybe I'll say it now, that actually that actually, actually we can ask the real question is, why did Hashem gave us such a situation? Why we have to cope with so many troubles? It's enough. I mean, if you understand that actually we got a job to do in this world. Rabbi Avraham, what is our job actually? According to the Torah, according to the Zohar, what is our job in the work?
Our job in the
Tikkun
world.
Olam.
Tikkun Olam, that's exactly. We have to learn Torah, we have to pray, we have to do the mitzvahs. So at least, Ribono Shel Olam, please give us some rest. Don't give us a good health, a good parnose, a good salary, give us a good family life, a good wife, a good husband, and let us do the work. It's enough. It's enough. It's a hard work to really to do all the mitzvahs, to learn all what we have to learn in such a short time. You have to give us the best conditions. So why it's so hard for us now? So actually, so that's why the Torah tells us about the story of Jacob, because this was the life of Jacob. He had a very, very hard time. Yes? And it continues and says that if we look, we say that Avraham Avinu, what happened to Avraham Avinu? He had Ishmael and Yitzchak had Esav. But Yaakov, with his hard life, he had such a hard life and so complicated, and he had to deal with so many problems. And all his children were perfect. 12 children, and all of them were really righteous. And that's something that we have to take for us to understand the point that actually, because you're working with the klipot, because you live in such a place that it's very hard, that to do Aveira, it's much easier than to do a mitzvah, and you hold yourself and you do the work you have to do, then you deserve all the blessings that Hashem wants to give you. And of course, that Hashem, like he says here, that Hashem gives you a house, a special house. It's house with a warm house, happy house, enlightened house, like Yaakov Avinu had. So this is actually the second point. Now, the third point I want to talk about from the Zohar, it says here something very interesting about Rabbi Yitzchak, one of the righteous people that were at the time of Rashbi, Rabbi Yitzchak, and he was sitting alone. It's called mitboded in Hebrew. Mitboded, that means that he went away from all the people and he wanted to be alone with Hashem, to learn Torah, to pray, to talk with Hashem. Vayetze Yitzchak lasuach basadeh. And he was sitting near a cave that her name was Apikuta. It's the name of a cave that was known that time. And he saw one man is coming with his two children, going together. אולי זו חברה שלך, הדוקטור, היא לא מצליחה אולי להיכנס. And this, he was walking with his two children, he was talking. And Rabbi Yitzchak said, listen, Amar Rabbi Yitzchak, Eshtatav ba'adai v'shmai ka'amri, azal batrayu. I want to hear what they're talking about. It's very interesting. I see they're talking about important things. פתח הוא ברנש ואמר, קומה השם למנוחתך, אתה ואהרון עוזיך. קומה השם למנוחתך, כמאן דאמר יקום מלכה לבעינייך דמשכני. He's talking here about the Ark of the Covenant. Yes? And there were two people, two righteous people that talked about the Ark of Covenant. One was Moses, and the other one was David HaMelech. And we say all the time, we say that it's a very special connection between Moses and David HaMelech. Yes? Moses is Chochmeh and David is Malchus, and it's connected together because we say that the redemption is going to be by these two special souls, the soul of Moses and the soul of David HaMelech. And he said, Moshe David. And what Moses says, please rise up, Hashem, and all your enemies will spread to all the directions. And what did David HaMelech said? Rise up, Hashem, to your rest. It's different attitudes. And what is the difference? The Zohar explains that Moses, he was ordering. He was from up to down. He said, listen, I'm ordering now that, yes, you'll reveal yourself here and all your enemies will spread to all the away from here. And David HaMelech, David HaMelech was inviting Hashem. He couldn't order. He was in a place that he said, listen, please, can you come to my house, please? Can you bring your Shekhinah, the reveal of your light, your presence, can you bring it to my house? Begin the lo lefrasha lo. Yes, Rabbi Avraham.
Continue.
I like this picture behind you. It means a lot to me.
It's a good day.
Yeah, it's a blessed place, and this is the source of all my power, I think, comes from there, from the Baal Shem Tov. I've been there more than one time, and this is, I think that he is the real, how you say, the real master that guides us what to do, how much to do, and so on. And then he explains, the Zohar explains, Kohanecha yilbeshu tzedek, v'chasidecha yiranenu. And this is something that is not, this sentence is not clear. And why? Because Kohanecha yilbeshu tzedek, and you, Rabbi Avraham, you're a Levi, it should be written here, v'leviecha yiranenu. One of the job, one of the things that the Levim did in Beis Hamikdash, they were singing Hashem. This was their one of the jobs, one of the work they to sing to Hashem, to praise Hashem. And here, David HaMelech, he says, no, I want that the Kohanim will sing now. And why do I want that the Kohanim will sing, say David HaMelech? Because I want to bring Hashem nachas ruach. I want to bring him something new. And he says, the Zohar says, "I'arche de malka de chadan lebdicha ediotei, yesader kame bedicha rofinu shufardashchei, He said, when a king come to your house and you want to bring something that will make him happy, it's not enough to bring the ordinary makela, choir, yes? To bring ordinary people, it's not enough for the king. You have to bring something that will really, the king will be really happy with. So David HaMelech said, listen, the Levim, all the time they're singing. Okay, now I want to bring you something new. I'm going to bring the Kohanim that they will sing in front of you. And the Kohanim, what was the meaning? Why did David HaMelech did so? So he said, why for? Because the Kohanim, they're from the side of Chesed. Yes, and they singing, it's from the side of judgment. And because the Kohanim are singing, they're sweeting, they make the Gvurah, the judgment, sweet. But I think that the point that David HaMelech has here, and it's written in another place, that we, in a way, it says about David HaMelech, he was the clown of the king. Batcha the Malka, he was like the clown of God, of Hashem. And all the time, he was thinking, what should I do today to make Hashem happy? What should I do? And this brings us actually to number 4. I think this is Daniel, this is Tamir. No, Tamir. So we're getting now to number 4. The point number 4 is something very interesting, because we were saying that Yaakov Avinu is going, and the big question is he going to the place of Kedusha, to Malchus? You remember, Rabbi Avraham? Or is he going now to somewhere much farther, to the Klipot? And I want to talk today about a very important point that it's called Klipat Noga. I'll try to translate it in English. Maybe Daniel knows the translation.
I think it's like a translucent shell.
Translucent shell, it's called?
Translucent shell, something like that.
Okay, I'll
That
try
mixture
to
of good and evil.
1 minute. Okay, I have to look for it, but actually we're talking about when you talk about the holy part, like we said before, you're talking about Kedusha. And when you're talking about Sitra Achara, we're talking about Sitra Achara, the other side. It's very clear, yes? But the big question is, I mean, if you know that someone is praying to Hashem, it's probably from the Kedusha. If he's putting tefillin on, it's from the Kedusha. And if he's going and doing he's doing something bad to someone, yes, so it's Sitra Achara, that's for sure. But what should we do? What shall we do with the things that are between. It's not clear. For example, an apple, what is it? Is it Kedusha or is it Sitra Achara? Tuna fish, is it Kedusha or is it Sitra Achara? And so on. So the explanation is that between the Kedusha and the Sitra Achara, there is the middle that's called Klipat Noga. It's like light and darkness together. And the meaning is that with this apple you're eating, it depends what you're doing. This apple, you can use it for good things. You can go and help someone. You can go and make Kibbut Avraham. You can pray with this power you got. You can do many good things with this power, with this energy. From the other side, you can take the same energy and go and rob the bank. So this energy, it's like power weights. You can't say it's not good, it's not bad. It depends what you're doing with this. And this is actually what we want to say, that yeah, this is actually the machloikes. This is the difference between Rabbi Chia and Rabbi Shimon. That is, Yaakov is going in the borders of the Kedusha, or is he going really out to the other side? But of course, the reason that Yaakov is going to the other side is to take from there, to take the holy sparks that are actually, you can find them even in the Sitra Achara, because everything Hashem gives life to all the creation. Yes, and it's written very beautifully to understand it, that, for example, someone want to eat meat, yes? So if he takes this meat and he eats it for Shabbos Kodesh, it is a very, very important point. אסתר, אפשר בבקשה לסגור את הדלת? It's a very, very important point that when someone drink wine in Shabbos, someone eats meat, kosher meat in Shabbos, for Shabbos, this is lichvot Shabbos. The king is coming, the queen is here. This is Shabbos HaMalkah. And I'm doing things for Shabbos, then this meat and this wine goes up like korban, like you're sacrificing this wine and meat to Hashem. It goes up. It's very, very interesting. But if you take it and you just eat meat for your desire, or you drink a bottle of wine because you just feel like drinking wine, then the energy of the wine and the meat are going down to the Sitra Achara. What he says is that because this is a kosher wine, a kosher meat, when you come back to the Kedusha and you're doing good things, this energy comes up again and bound together to the Kedusha. But meanwhile, it goes down to the Sitra Achara. That means that what I want to say here, and this is, we're finishing the fourth point, is that that actually we have to concentrate on Shabbos, to drink good wine in Shabbos. Especially, yes, I'm not saying not to drink wine or not to eat meat. I'm just saying that if you see a good bottle of wine, yes, keep it to Shabbos. If you see a good piece of meat, yes, keep it to Shabbos. Because when you take it and when you're enjoying the meat and the wine in Shabbos, it goes up. It's a mitzvah to eat good in Shabbos. And it's a mitzvah, another mitzvah that it will be tasty. And it comes up to Hashem like if you sacrifice something to Hashem while Bet HaMikdash was in Jerusalem. It's something beautiful to understand and to live by, because it's actually saying that you all the time, all the week, you're in the consciousness of Shabbos in a way. All the time you think about Shabbos. Okay, this is another important point. And I want to relate to another thing that we see in Bereshis, in the Parsha. It says that when Yaakov is going, do we have questions until now? Or everything is clear? Tamir, Daniel, Avraham.
Well, I have a question.
Please.
The question is just about the first point of everything. So just to restate it. So the point is that there's a question back and forth with Rabbi Shimon and his
Rabbi
Chia. And the question is, did Yaakov had to go out from Beersheba, but did he go? The question is, where did he go? He went outside of the land of Israel, but he was in the land of Israel. It's a little confusing. He went outside of what was his place to a bad place.
To Haran. He went outside to Haran. Haran, of course, it's in a way, it's out of Israel, out of the Kedusha in a way. But if you think about the borders that we're going to have, yes, the promised land,
okay.
It's maybe that Haran is included in the borders. I'm not sure about it. It's something we have to check.
So this is where Laban was? Is this where?
What?
Is Laban? Is this where he went? He left to go to his mother's brother's house, right?
Yes, to marry, to find his shidduch, yes.
And that's name is Laban, yes? Laban, isn't there?
Lavan, yes, to Lavan, yes.
So is this the town he lived in? Is that where he went?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he had to go there and find the holy sparks, elevate them.
Yes, exactly.
Those holy sparks were Leah and Rachel.
Not only, it was it's explained that all the work that he did there for 14 years in the desert, he worked very hard, very, very hard. Yaakov had a very not easy life. He worked really with all his heart, and he was cheated by Lavan 100 times. He changed his salary all the time. And of course, that Hashem helped him. And at the end, he went out from there with 11 children. The 12th one was Binyamin, was born on the way when Rachel was, she passed away during while she was giving birth to Binyamin. And of course, with a lot of how you say, rechush, property. With a lot of money, with a lot of rechush. He came up from there, and that was what. Of course, he has to deal with Lavan, because even Lavan had a very high source. He had to deal with them.
Okay, so the question is, how is this related to the Klipat Noga?
What do you ask?
How is this related to Klipat Noga?
So I was saying that we were talking about, is Yaakov is going out from the Kedusha, or is staying inside the Kedusha? And we said that actually you can say that the same action can be used in different ways. If someone drinks wine, and I'm not talking about not kosher wine. We're talking about the very, very kosher wine and very tasty wine. But if he drinks it only for his pleasure, it goes down. The energy goes down to the klipot. And if he drinks it for Shabbos Kodesh, it goes up like korban.
Like korban, so like a sacrifice.
Yes. So it's actually, it's the real point is here is what was exactly the kind of work. But I think that another very, very important point, and it's related to the pasuk. Vayivga b'makom vayalem sham. He goes on his way and he's going to sleep because the sun set. And he takes from the stones around him and he put it around his head, yes, and he is lying down there to sleep. And Rashi says that he took the stones and he put it around his head. And the big question is, why did he do it? Rashi says because he was afraid of bad animals. Reasonable, yes? So, but if you're accounting, if you count on Hashem, on God, so don't put stones at all. And if you don't want to use miracles, if you don't want to use miracles, so put it around all your body. Why are you putting it only around your head? And this is the big question. And actually what the explanation is here is that Yaakov Avinu was, it says that there's a pasuk in Psalms that says, Yegia kapecha ki tochel ashrecha v'tov lach. If you eat from what your hands are doing, you're very lucky. Ashrecha. You're going to be a very happy man because you eat from what you're doing, from your hands. But the pasuk, the sentence says, Yegia kapecha, not Yegia roshecha. It doesn't mean that you have to work hard with your head. You have to work hard with your hands, with your legs, but the head has to be connected in the right place. And that's what he says here about Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu took stones around his head because if your head is healthy, if your head is learning Zohar, if your head is spreading Zohar in the world, then all your body will be in a good condition, because the body goes after the head. The head, we have to keep our head in the right position, in the right place. He has to be protected. And Yaakov, when he goes out to Haran, he goes to the world, to the place of Klipot. He says, I have to protect my head. If my head will be protected, I will be protected. And the interesting thing, that what you're keeping your head with, it's with stones, not with understanding, not with feelings, with stones. Stone is something that doesn't move. It's like a stone. And the nature of a stone, that it's where you put it. If you take a stone and you put it somewhere, it can stay there for hundreds of years. It won't move. And in a way, we have to feel like a stone. I mean, if you now, where are you now, Rabbi Avraham? In Los Angeles?
I'm in Florida.
In Florida. You're in Florida now. So that's the place Hashem wants you to be there now, because you're there now. And Daniel and Tamir are in Haifa. And I'm in the next 7 minutes probably will be in Haifa too. So this is the place we have to be here, to be there. And like the stone, I'm not thinking where, maybe I should be somewhere else. If Hashem wants me to be somewhere else, I'll be there, that for sure. And this is something we have to put in our nature to understand that it doesn't really matter where you are. You are in the place you are because Hashem wants you to be there. The big question is what we're doing in the place we are in. And the last point, and this is what we'll finish with, is yes, the Tanya relates, the last point is what the Tanya says, that we talk about things that are noga. They are not clear what they are. If it's kedusha or if maybe it's itracha, sometimes it's not clear. One of the things is telling jokes. And this is something very interesting, because in Judaism, joke has place. It's important to tell jokes, to lift up the mood, like you say, yes, to feel, to laugh. If you have a good joke, please tell us. But the point is, and that's what he says, that when you say a joke to be more happy, to lift your heart for working Hashem, or learning Torah, it's kedusha. If you're saying jokes just to pass the time, just to, I don't know what, yes, just to make joke from someone, it's sitra achra, it's bad, it's totally bad. But if you make a joke that doesn't offend nobody, just a joke, and people laugh, and then you can speak about more serious things, this joke is really kedusha. And it tells about Rabbah. He was a great man. He was written in the Talmud that before he gave his lecture, he used to say a joke. And then Rabbanan, the wise people, laugh, and they just, all the tents went out, and they were capable to understand the really deep Torah he had to give them. So let's hope that we have a very good week, a blessed week, and Hashem will help us to do our shlichut in the world, everyone with his things. Yes, Hashem. Bezat Hashem.
Amen.
Thank
Yeah. Good to see you, Ken. How you doing?
you. Very good. And
Excellent.
you're new to this group, Daniel. Thank you for joining. Well, not really new because you were here all along, but you.
Exactly.
But Rachel is new. She's never been here, so she's on the line. I don't know if you knew Moshe that she joined us.
Rachel was here. Rachel from Haifa.
Here now.
Ah?
She's here now. She's hearing you now. Yes.
Really? Because he didn't hear the lesson.
She did. She's here, I think.
Okay. Baruch Hashem. Yeah.
I think so. And Patty says a text message, thank you to everybody. So
Okay.
yeah, it was very good. And I wanted to say, for me, it was especially good to, because it's this week's this new information I haven't learned yet. It's the Parsha Shavua, and it's the beginning of the week, and I don't know any of it. So it was really a good way to start the week of things that, for freshness and of course, there's a lot of details there, that you showed us. So I appreciate that.
Thank you very much, and hope to see you next week. Mr. Hashem.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Everybody, if they need anything, please send me a message, okay? Then I'll help them with their technical stuff if they need it, okay? Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Ciao. Bye-bye. Leitraot. Laila Tov.
Bye.
My friends in the United States, good afternoon. Bye-bye.